Welcome to our Royal Clipper cabin review video. In this video we discuss what it's like staying in the cheapest cabin on board and also show you other cabin options that are available depending on your budget.
Right then, so we've been staying in cabin 228 on Royal Clipper, so let's show you around. Now this is category 6 cabin, so it's the cheapest way onto Royal Clipper, and this is our small space, which has been very challenging. Let's talk about the positive things first. Let's talk about, we've got 2 plugs here. So for charging all our stuff, as you can see, there's 2 round pin European plugs which we've been able to do our things with. What we do is we always carry adapters that have got more. Obviously we've got 2 USBs and 2 Cs on there. If we hadn't had these adapters, it would have been a bit of a nightmare, but actually it's worked very, very well for all our charging. Small top here to put bits and bobs on. And you've got 3 drawers, which aren't huge, but because storage is challenging in this cabin. Yeah, so
They're not the smoothest of drawers.
No, either. So yes, so 3 drawers. There's also a seat in the corner, but we haven't really been able to utilise that because there's nowhere really to put all our bags, because there's not a lot of wardrobe space, which we'll show you now. Now, if Paul just steps back a little bit, you can see that there's 2 mirrors here that looks like doors, but this first panel is not a door because it's the back end of the wardrobe for next door. Yes. We've worked out. And then if you open up the wardrobe door here, you can see that you've got another life jacket up there, which will show you the other 2 in a minute, because this cabin does sleep 3, and then you've got a wardrobe, which, to be fair, we've managed to squedge a load of stuff in, but it didn't fit all the bags as well, did it? So that's so you have got some storage.
But if you're travelling for more than a week, I don't see where you'd be able to put stuff. We've got enough clothes for a week, and we're right on the limit.
We are. We'll talk about the bed in a minute, because Paul's had some real problems, but we'll show you under the bed, because there's another drawer here.
Which is nice and smooth.
It is nice and smooth. And then you've got the 2 life jackets that we've just pushed against there, because underneath there is our suitcases.
Yes, we managed those life jackets were actually in the top of the wardrobe, but what we've done is we've taken them out to give us more space in the wardrobe, and we've just put them there. And then if you move that out of the way,
you'll see we've got 2 big cases and a small case and a hand luggage case under there.
So it's one of those ones where I always go back to doing our cabin tour at the end of the cruise, or towards the end of the cruise, because you've lived in it and you know where like everything goes now. I mean, we've got into a format now where everything is like a jigsaw puzzle. Everything sort of fits in where we need it to go. We've got bags, we've got a suitcase under the bed, etc, etc, etc. We couldn't have given you the benefit of that if we'd just walked in on day 1 and said, here's our cabin.
Exactly. You do get a TV, but it has very little on. So we did have our emergency muster to start with, so do check out our vlogs about that. But we haven't had time to watch telly, to be fair. We've been...
But it's very unusual, but underneath the TV is a DVD player, and in the library there is some DVDs.
Yeah.
But we haven't really been interested in doing that.
No, because we've been out enjoying the ship.
So I can't tell you what DVDs are available because we haven't had a look. But if you wanted to, or obviously now you've watched this video, you could bring a few of your own DVDs.
You could.
You wouldn't have anywhere to keep them in here, but you know.
And then this side of the room, we've got another cupboard that's got the safe in, which is a decent sized safe. It doesn't fit laptops, but it gets your passports and that. So that's really good. And you've got 2 shelves there, which we've kept all our computers and things. And like I say, we've got this just desktop here, which is, you know, decent size. But it's just been such a, like Paul said, we've sort of been having to learn to sort of dance around each other because of the space. Now, if you open let's show you the bathroom.
It's been like the Argentine tango.
And to be fair, it's not a bad size. However, the toilet's on that funny angle, which isn't the end of the world, but for Paul you have to sit slightly. And if you look at the floor space here, it's not huge, the shower. So we've really used this as a wet room, haven't we, Paulie? I don't know if you want to get in and do your shoulder test.
Well, you can do a shoulder test, because if you're stood here, you can see that.
You can see that. Let me just show you.
Most of me is out.
So we use this whole, we use this whole thing as just a wet room. And if you open up the...
And going back to the toilet again, So obviously you can see I can just about, if I'm sitting on properly, I can just about get my legs in
So if you've got really long legs, it would be a struggle. And then we've got a little cupboard here where we've got our bits and bobs in. That's it. And you get products which we haven't really used.
No, we've used our own.
So you see, so little products there. You also get some sewing kits, and you get some vanity, and you also get some shower caps. If Paul knocks it all over.
Obviously, if you move anything, everything falls out.
Exactly. So you can see those in the corner there. So products-wise, bring your own, because there's there. It's okay, but we bought our own, as you can see here. So we've got a hairdryer in there. Yeah, which isn't too bad. And you've got your shaver socket as well. And we've used this as drying all our swimwear, haven't we? Because we've got two hooks. You've got a hook on the back of the door, and you've got a washing line there, because obviously we're on the Royal Clipper and they've got their own sort of marina platform, which has been great. So that's been good for, but as you see, I'm backing away, so when we have to move around, Paul has to go to the toilet, I have to come back here, you have to walk that way, and then I can walk back in this way. Now if you see this bed, Paul can show you that this is a cabin for 3, and he can show you that you can have a third person. So you've got obviously a double bed there, and you've got a single bed there. Now, that is going to be very challenging. It's been challenging for Paul. If you pop the bed back up, Paul, and you can actually show, because there's...
To be fair, you know, first world problems and all that, this has been the biggest problem. The space in here, like you said, we've worked it out over the first couple of days, where everything needs to go, how we need to manoeuvre ourselves to get around the cabin. But one thing that we can't manoeuvre around is obviously with the bed against the wall, it means that somebody's going to be against the wall, and this holiday has been me, which is no problem. But to get these decorative pillows out of the way, when first off is these lamps. Now these lamps are right smack bang above your head. Now they only move like that, they don't move up and down, so no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of that lamp. Why they didn't have it there, I don't know. Or why they didn't have it so as it goes that way as well, because it is a right
if
pain.
you could just move it vertical.
Yeah,
because
it's a right pain in the butt.
Yeah, for banging your head on.
And when you're over this side, it's even worse, because obviously, if you're dead on your side of the bed, you're under here.
Yeah.
And so, if you're top of the bed, you've got the lamp behind you. I've hit my head on that lamp probably about 20 times, and I've hit my head on here several times. There's even a little piece out of there. That wasn't me.
No.
But it means if you're turning over in the night, because the bed's not particularly big.
No, it's just like a standard double.
This, to me, has been the biggest problem. Everything else we can live with, but I must admit, I've had every night has been a bit, is it restful? Is that the word? Because
restless,
because sort of psychologically you're worried about moving in the night, because it's like, oh, I've headbutted the lamp again. You try and you see if you, I'll move that over there, it's still in the way, it's over there, it's in the way, so I just think, why 6 inches higher up the wall? It'd have been great. I fully understand this, but I don't understand why anybody in their right mind would stay in this cabin with 3 people.
No, it'd be a squeeze. But the thing is, with Royal Clippers isn't cheap.
No.
So this is the first way in. We've had a great week in that it's pitch black in here in the inside cabin. That's another thing to mention.
Yes.
So you don't get any natural light. So that's been a plus, because you haven't got any natural light to wake you up. But it has been challenging. And the question is, would we stay in this cabin again? And I can quite categorically say no, I wouldn't.
So we would pick a category 4 cabin, which, as you can see here, can also be made into a twin bed configuration, which definitely gives you much more space. As you can see, there are 8 different categories of cabins available to suit all budgets. The categories range from inside, outside with porthole, all the way up to suites, and there is even an owner's suite. Our friends Dan and Tony stayed in a deluxe suite and kindly provided us with these videos. As you can see, if you have a larger budget, there's much more space available, including your own private outside space too.
If you can afford it and you can get a higher grade cabin, we definitely would. If you're a solo traveller, however, this would be fine.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know, or
But
two
going
very
back-
small people.
Going back to this third person, there's no way, no how, unless you were all sharing clothes. Where
Well, you wouldn't.
Where would you put the
and if that was down, how would you get out? Because you've had to struggle. You've had to climb over me to get out of the bed. So because you can't sort of shuffle right down the bottom, can you?
Yeah.
Because obviously we've got stuff on that chair, and even if the chair's bare, you can't. So yes, it's been challenging on lots of levels. We chose it because that was what the budget that we wanted to pay. We've had a great time on Royal Clippers, so it's very, very different than a standard cruise. So do make sure you check out our vlog series too, and we can show you what life for like is on board. Anything to add, Paulie?
I don't think so. Like you said, if it was don't come on Royal Clipper or stay in this cabin, then I'd stay in this cabin. But I would seriously be trying to find the extra money to not stay in it.
And you have to remember it's a sailing ship.
It's a sailing ship, but people, when you're on a budget, if this is the most you can afford, I'd say yes, do it, because you're going to get the same experience on the ship as everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you can afford a little bit more, pay a little bit more.
Exactly.
Watch our Royal Clipper vlog series next. Or why not look at our playlist from the 18 other cruise lines we have sailed with. They are all available on YouTube now.